Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia. Welcome back to our subscriber game tournament as we continue with round 2 with match 10 against Furinkazan, who has brought a very interesting army. Once again, we have an attempt with no siege weapons. And looking at the general selection, we have a level 3 Dianwei. They have a default silver weapon, as we mentioned before. Dianwei's strength comes when he is below 20% health. He gets 6 time damage as well as terror, and that makes him quite fearsome. Then we have Ventral, who of course has the Roar, and he's also rank 3. Finally, we have Sun, also rank 3. She has Heartseeker, plus a very nice Flame of the Phoenix to go with that. And looking at the units, there is quite a variety here. So to start, we have 3 units of the Vanguard crossbows that are commanded by Ventral here. They're decent, they have very good range damage, and if they're used properly, where they're not getting counterattacked by cavalry or by the towers, they should be able to lay down some good range damage on my units. The low ammo situation, I would say it's probably a moderate ammo situation, makes it a little bit interesting. Now these units are heavily upgraded, rank 9, and rank 8. So a lot of money was invested in these units, and I'm not sure if that's the wisest choice. So I did mention in round 1 that if you are going to upgrade units, range units benefit quite a bit because they get increased range attack rate by quite a significant amount because their base are usually very, very low. So they probably went from like 5 or 6 all the way to 14 here. And you can kind of tell rank 8 and rank 9, the difference is 2 points. So you can see the growth rate of these rank up. And that does matter in an open field fight when you have other enemy units charging at you. You want to be able to lay down damage quickly. In a siege battle, I would say it's quite different because I would just be defending against the shots. I cannot really move against you. I'm not closing the gap. So even if you fired slowly, you would be able to damage me, all the same. It will just take you a longer time, and relatively, it doesn't really benefit you that much to pick up that actual, increase in the attack rate here. So I'm not sure about this way of spending money, but it is what it is. And then we have Tiger Guard, as well as a Handmade Guard from Sun, another Tiger Guard on this side. So basically 1 per unit almost. 3 Tiger Guard, 1 for each general, to give them the guard passive, 25% less damage. Very handy, and there's a mobile version too with a Handmade Guard. Also, melee cavalry is quite good at tanking up from range damage. And then following them up, we have Qingzhou Assault Infantry. These we already mentioned are very good melee infantry, high damage, misplaced devotion, allow them to output a lot of damage before they would break usually. And they would be able to deal out plenty of damage against my infantry, and that's kind of their purpose. And that pretty much makes up the entire army composition, and the money pretty much went all to the crossbow units, so let's see if they will get used properly. The one thing that we need to notice here is the Tiger Guards. They do not have formation access here, and the reason is because the general selection. We have 2 champion and 1 vanguard. So there's no strategist, there's no commander, therefore no formations. And that could be an issue. We'll see how this assault goes. In terms of my defensive setup, I have placed all my units evenly at the very front. I'm not hiding them because there's no trebuchet shot that I have to hide away from. The walls will not get broken. It will be a scaling battle, and we're ready at where the gates are so we can adjust them properly when the actual assault comes because they're kind of widespread. The only general I have to be very careful of is Sun with her Flame of the Phoenix. There is a small cone attack with the Binding Fury and as well as Hamstring, but they're not exactly the circular smash that you expect from Flame of the Phoenix. So aside from the damage there, I should be fine on the wall. Dianwei only has commander skills, so more defensive in nature. Perhaps Stone Boric is going to be the tactic in terms of how to approach my towers. But let's start. And we have a widespread assault across the border of my entire wall, which is also going to be a bit interesting. Now, you might be scared of towers, but towers not going to do that much damage. Like if you coordinate your attack and everyone charge up to the wall, from this point to this point, maybe you lose 20 men, 30 men per tower, and that's about it. It's not that bad, and I've already moved my units up because it's pretty clear we're going to have a widespread assault across the wall. The crossbow units have moved in to fire. Now the problem is they have nothing to really tank up the tower. This cavalry unit sort of is trying to do that job, and the general as well, which is interesting. No use of the ability. He has dismounted, and he's going to be scaling the wall, which is interesting. So there's no intention of having them finish their fire. They're just gonna, shoot as much as they can, and the units are gonna just basically start climbing. And you can notice that Dian Wei's on his way. But as I said, no real firepower on him, and I'm ready to respawn here. 2v1 with a fatigue general. I think we got this. So we also boosted our evasion just so don't lose that much health, and we're going to make pretty quick work of Dian Wei. And we can actually observe his bonus damage, as there's not going to be too much going on. A lot of climbing coming. But once he drops to 20% health, we can see the damage number go up right away. And then immediately, he's routing. So does he actually get damage done? No. Right? He's going to rout. He needed to use one of his abilities, any of them, to give himself unbreakable so that he can actually do something at this state, or else, even with increased damage, because you lost so much health, you're kind of not capable. I'm rearranging the units across the wall. Ventral is now ready to climb. I'm getting ready to go answer him on that side as I leave my infantry to take care of their infantry. And the crossbow units are almost done with their ammo, actually. And the fighting has commenced. Now, the good thing about Qingzhou units is they will fight till the death almost, and they will double up their damage right before then, so they'll be able to inflict a decent amount of damage against my units. He should be trying to climb gaps here. The Tiger Guard was nearby, so Dian Wei did get a boost. Over here, Tiger Guard's also right on top, and I'm responding. My cavalry has gone outside, because I see that only thing he has are some crossbow units that I don't want him to hit anymore. Now, Surin's going to be a problem, because Surin will do Flame the Phoenix. So we want to just basically fight around her, as we are doubling teaming Ventral right here. Poor guy, also not going to do much against us. Right, quickly kill, and then kite away. We don't want to get slammed. We're going to pick off Dian Wei here as he's marching back. Ventral has fallen. Dian Wei got hit a couple more times, and we'll make sure he's routing away. Now, I should try to pull this unit out, pulley using a charge, and then try to get back, but the melee cavalry has actually swarmed us, so I don't know if I can pull this unit out at this point, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue. This wall is secured, tower is back in our control, unbreakable for the next 30 seconds, going to be a bit annoying. Trying to use a routing unit to gain charge speed, or not a routing unit, but a unit nearby, to try to pull out of this situation. But as you can see, kind of getting stuck in melee against the melee cav, and we're taken out pretty quickly. Not too much we can do about it. We were able to weaken this unit from about 120 to 69, so we killed off a couple before they finished off their shots, but technically only one shot left, so not a big deal. Ribu somehow climbed down the ropes, and now he's fatigued. I'm trying to pull him back. Sometimes you overchase if you're not careful with the guard mode. That's something you have to be very, very careful about. I usually try my best to keep all units in guard mode, but sometimes I forget as well. So you don't want to fatigue your unit just for them to climb down. And we're going to try to retain our defensive position here. As you can see, we got fatigued a little just for having a few units climb back up. We boost back safely, and we should be just fine. Alright, we dispelled this assault group as well. They're going to be leaving us. And I'm shifting all my units to the right because there's nothing here. The cavalry did bounce back, so I'm able to regroup here for a little bit, trying to find an opening. There's not exactly a target that I would, want to go for right now. These crossbow units, obviously, if they climb walls, they would be quite useless, and they have no more ammo. So perhaps I might wait it out try to hunt down perhaps a handmade guard. Now this Tiger Guard's still providing the debuff, or the buff for the general. And the Flame of the Phoenix, that is deadly. That is what's going to kill us here if we're not careful. So we're going to quickly dismount and get up there, stop her before she kills more of us. I think I messed up the dismounting a little. I thought he wasn't dismounted, so I put him back on, and then now everyone's good. Now we get up there. And I'm pulling the units. I'm getting them off the wall, because I know if they stay up there against Suren, they're going to get slammed. So right now I'm trying to set my generals, roar, cavalry flanking from behind, finding some opportunities, take out some units. I'm trying to get rid of the guard passive, so whoever has guard, I'm trying to charge them. And we're going to try to kill her. And you can see she is still within range, trying to get rid of this unit so that that disappears. And she has taken enough damage. So another issue is, I think Ventral might have been unbreakable, but aside from him, both Dian Wei and Sun Ren ended up routing before they fought to the end because they don't have the unbreakable. And now Lu Bu can slam. Now it's my turn to apply some AoE damage. Even without the slam, on the wall, the polearm weapons will do fairly well. My cavalry got destroyed as the handmade guard pulled out, but the arrow towers did quick work with them. And with that, these units routed, and that was it. So another very bloody attempt at scaling the wall. I think this strategy has failed so far, especially in attempts without any sort of turtle to take out the tower. The main reason is, I think most people who attempted this, they did a fair bit of practicing against the AI. And what they thought would work in terms of having their generals on the walls doesn't work against a real player because they would respond with their generals on the wall. It's actually kind of cool that it was mid-animation here. Look at that. Anyhow, good attempt by Furinkazan, and we can see the casualty numbers. Despite the failure, it was quite bloody. So, looking at the numbers across the board, we lost 23 cavalry. There is 35 infantry here. So we're at, what's it, 62? No, 68. 58. 23, 35, 58. 58 units there. We lost 96. So many. I think they got hit by Flame of the Phoenix. So we're at 58, 96, 154. And then we have another 88 units, I believe. 154, 88. Let's see, 46, 42, 242. 242 plus another 46 on top. 242, 288. So 288 casualty inflicted on my force. Quite impressive. Actually the most bloody battle yet. And the reason is the generals got their damage. They got their ability on the wall. The crossbow units actually contribute a lot of kills despite trading off. So they did their job. 19 ammo each at high rank. I mean, together it doesn't look like much, but every kill counts. Suren clearly is the big winner. I think she got perhaps 2 Flame of the Phoenix in before she routed. And they provided the guard passive, but nothing else. Most of them never even climbed. And we mentioned how these units fight to the end, and they did a little bit of damage on my infantry as well. So with that score, Furinkazan actually moves into 5th. And not only does he move into 5th, he actually qualifies for the next round because there's only 3 more contestants. So he is safe despite losing this battle in pretty quick time because he inflicted massive casualties upon my units. And that also means that Hindustani Man will join Xun Zhongyu as our eliminated players from the tournament. So thank you for your participation. Really appreciate everyone who took time to participate in this tournament. And we eagerly await the final 3 contestants to kind of determine our final top 8, and the bracket will be set using the seedings of their results, and that's going to have a pretty big impact on round 3 as well. So until next match, bye!